Hello guys and welcome for another video with Fan, and in today's video I'm gonna do my video of the best range heroes, and I'm gonna do like a little hero tier list for the range heroes. I'm gonna do that tier list mainly for field heroes. I'm not gonna talk about what are the best heroes for rallies and stuff, because I think most of you guys are free to play players or just pay a little bit. So I don't think it's really relevant to have like really good rally heroes if you're not one of the top player of your alliance. So let's start it. So I'm going to start here with Nakano, and I think Nakano is probably a C. You can obtain her in the advanced search, so therefore I'm not going to tell you to spend your legendary fragment on her. But I think if you got a lot of her fragments on the advanced search, and therefore you can probably use her on the field, I think she's quite a good hero to have if you got a lot of fragments on the advanced search. As I said, I use her on my second account. She's still good to use, but obviously there's much better heroes now. Johnny, I'm not a fan of Johnny, but he's got a pretty good damage factor, and he's not useless, but there's also much better heroes than him. Akemi, so Akemi I'll put also on C, because if you check on Akemi, you'll see here she's got 4,200 on up to 3 enemy squad in friendship area, so potentially you can do 12,600. So she's a really good hero to have if you don't have any good legendary heroes upgraded. So I would definitely use her if you don't have any really good hero. But next, so Lewis. Obviously Lewis I'm going to put in S. I know that if you don't want to spend anything on the game, you're not going to have him, because you can only obtain him by buying the daily boost packs. Now, I don't think it's cost a lot to obtain him, so I can show you quickly. If you go on the mall, and then if you go on daily boost, you can buy this pack for $1. And I would say just buy maybe 10 of these, one a day for 10 days, and then you will have 10 of the chest here. And then you open all of them, and most likely you're gonna obtain the 10 fragments. So technically, it would only cost you like $10 to unlock Lewis, so I don't think it's a huge price. And I think it's probably worth spending $10 to obtain him. But yeah, I put in on S because it's just really good hero to have with the regeneration skill. But let's move on. Bard, so Bard is mainly for rally, so I don't think you should upgrade him. I would definitely put him on the S tier if you were whale and you need absolutely a good hero to rally towers. But for now, I'll just put B, because you can still make some good damage with his first skill. But yeah, I don't think it's worth using all your legendary fragment on this hero. Lin, I would say probably A. Lin, I think, is a really good hero to have on the field, especially if you want to have a more tanky squad, more focused on defense, because most people will focus your range troops anyway, or range squad. And Julia, I'll put her on S, and I think she should be the first hero you should focus on, because it's pretty much mainly of a awakening skill. Like the silence is just so good, so I think she's really worth having on your team, especially even 1 or 2 squad. Definitely use her. Jacob I think is very well underrated hero, because I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what would be the best hero for range, and I did some calculation on how much damage he can deal. And the damage he can actually deal on 3 squad is just insane. So when you check his skills, so you'll see here, so obviously it's a 12,500 on up to 3 enemy squads, and you got a 15% reduction. But from my calculation, if he is not awakened, so you've got a 12,500 on 3 squads, you can make 26,250 damage. And if you have this skill, so this skill is actually really good too, and I checked on the memory chip, and this skill is actually working now. So you see the damage factor is 2,000 on 3 nearby enemy squads as well, and it's every 8 seconds, so that means for 3 rounds you're gonna have 2 of these skill coming up. So potentially, no, it's not potentially, you're gonna make 12,000 of damage factor. So it's on the 3 squads, total 12,000 damage factor on 3 rounds. So if I go on an average per round, it's an additional 4,000 damage factor. So if I add up this skill with that one, you're gonna have 30,250 damage with this hero only. So this is really massive. Like, there's no other hero that can make such damage. So I think he's really, really good to have on the field. And if you wake him, so the total damage can go up to 32,875. So yeah, really massive compared to all other heroes. Like if you check Julia has only 12,500 on one squad. And Awaken 13,750. So Jacob is actually a really good hero to have. And that's why I put him A. Now it's probably better to have Lewis, because Lewis has the rage regeneration and he's got also the 30% skill damage as well, really good. So I put Jacob on A, and Chun I'll probably put her on A as well, but after. So I think Chun is also a good hero because she makes a lot of damage, so I would definitely not focus on her if you have only one range squad. But if you have a second range squad, if it was up to me, because at the moment I only have one range squad, I'm gonna stick with one range squad. But if you got two, what I would do is probably Julia Jacob or Julia Lin with Chun and Lewis. That's the two range hero squad I would do. And then the last hero we have is Seo, and Seo I'll just put her on D because she's not really good. Akemi is much better, for example. So that's all I've got for you for this tier list. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was really helpful. And I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye.